Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I am sharing with you my top 5 best Assetto Corsa track mods for the month of March. We have some truly amazing tracks on this list, from F1 tracks to rural Australian tracks. We have it all here today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just get right into it with number 1 on the list. First up on the list is one that you definitely recognize if you have just ever seen motorsports in general. This is Sebring by AC Reboot Project. Now, I know that they closed down, but you can still find this track floating around, and it is truly amazing. It has great trackside details. It feels pretty much as close to LiDAR scanned, if it's not LiDAR scanned, then you can get, and overall it's a massive step up from the Sebring Point 8. So if you're running that one, the one on race department, I would say that this is a massive step up in terms of just everything in general. So highly recommend this track if you are on that. But of course, this track is its own complete thing with the Sebring 12 hours, and if it wasn't a pandemic, the 1,000 miles of Sebring as well for WEC. There is literally no reason why you shouldn't have this track. It pretty much has every type of racing covered. It is super fun to drive. The corners are so tactical. The track flows very well. It just has that old school track feel. So yeah, download this mod right away. I highly recommend it. This mod can be found in the MediaFire link in the description below. Next up on the list is Oran Park. This rural Australian track, you probably know it from iRacing MX-5 Cup maybe, but it is super fun in Cup cars and maybe GT4s as well. It is such a hybrid feeling track. It almost feels like a kart track in a way because of how thin it is, but at the same time, it's very fast, very flowy. Yeah, this track is just fun. I wouldn't say to go anything faster than GT4. I definitely wouldn't say GT3s or anything like it. I'd say even go-karts can probably work on this track pretty well. That is how just universal this track feels and drives. So yeah, highly recommend Oran Park. It's just a fun track in general. You're seeing some Cup cars go around it right now. It has night lighting that is realistic, so there's not like floodlights everywhere, obviously, but it still has the lighting for the buildings and all that. It's just super high quality. It's LiDAR scanned. There is literally no reason why you should not download it. This mod can be found in the race department link in the description below. Highly recommend that you check it out. Next up on the list, hosted a race I literally just finished watching as of the time of recording this. This is Bahrain 2020. By the way, what a race that was, the Bahrain Grand Prix. What a race. But back to the track itself. This track is highly detailed and modeled. It looks a lot better than the race department version, and the night lighting I would also compare is a lot better and a lot more realistic. This track is just a perfect upgrade if you are using the race department Bahrain, and in general is just a fantastic track. It has really good AI lines, replay cameras as well are really nice. Just overall, it's a really fun track, not only to drive, but this model of it as well is just super good. There's not much else to say, really. It's Bahrain. We've all driven it before, but this version of it in Assetto Corsa is probably literally Kunos level of detail, so I highly recommend you give it an install. This mod can be found in the MediaFire link in the description below. Number 2 on this list is a track that is highly detailed. It drives amazing, but a quick fair warning, it chugs on frames. So before I talk about anything about this track, if you do not have at least okay computer, you're probably going to want to steer clear of this track, sadly. I have literally a 2060 Super, and a Ryzen 5 2600X, and this track still chugs for me on frames. You can probably even tell by the replay. So if you do not have a pretty hefty computer, I would say you're sadly going to have to skip out on this one. But if you cannot see by the gameplay, this track is Long Beach. Obviously, we all know what this track does. The IndyCar Grand Prix of Long Beach, as well as IMSA holds an quick endurance race there, or at least they used to. So yeah, we all know this track. It is super fun. The atmosphere of this track, IRL, I really want to go to a race here, honestly. It just seems, with the California sun a lot of the time, just the whole atmosphere of it, it just seems super fun, and I think it is replicated highly detailed and very well in this version. So if you at all like IndyCar or just in general you want a really good looking track and your computer can handle it, of course, I highly recommend you give this mod an install. This track can be found in the MediaFire link in the description below. And finally, number 1 on this list is a previous Formula 1 Grand Prix venue that held the French Grand Prix from 1991 to 2008. It is Magny Cours. This sweeping, high-speed French track is often dubbed as a great modern-day replacement for Paul Ricard, and even now in lower-class formulas, it is still an absolute joy to drive. The track is so fast, so flowing, has a bunch of fast, high-speed S's, hard braking zones, long straights. It is overall just that perfect classic European circuit that you just, who doesn't love it? As well as driving great, the track also has the looks to back it up. The model of this track in general is just absolutely insane, super detailed. It has an actual crowd, which is a rarity on a lot of mod tracks. Overall, it is just a super highly detailed track and is in a worthy spot for number 1 on this list, and I doubt it is one that many of you have. This mod can be found in the MediaFire link in the description below, and I highly recommend you install it, as I doubt you have it. And it is just, it's amazing, straight up. So yeah, that is the list I have for you for the month of March. It has been an amazing month for the growth of this channel, as well as just for sim racing in general, F1 being back, the Formula Hybrid 2021, and of course all of the great car and track mods that have come out during this time. So yeah, highly recommend you give all of these tracks an install if you haven't already. And if you did to watch to the end of this video, thank you for watching. The growth, again, super amazing to see. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.